in the PowerPoint slides, they give you steps for producing a scatter diagram for the TV ads versus the cars sold. I thought I'd go through those steps to show you what that chart, what it's actually going to look like if you do this in Excel 2016. The first step was to select the data. We're going to select from B2 all the way down to C6. Then to get to the chart itself, you go up to the Insert tab, which is up here at the top just to the right of Home. And in the middle you have all these different charts. Now it's kind of hard to see with the little icons, but right here is the Insert Scatter XY, or the bubble chart. It's easier to get to it if you'll just open it up and look at all the charts and just go to the little tab that says All Charts. And then we can come down here to the XY scatter that's kind of in the middle. And they want you to select the one that's up here at the top on the left hand side. All you're going to see are just the individual points. But you have options to connect them with straight lines or put bubbles on them and things like that. But we just want this version of it. And then we click on OK and it'll build the chart for us. Now the next slide indicates some editing operations. We're going to take the title of the chart and we're going to put Read Auto Sales Estimated Regression Line in there. So I'm just going to click on the title and that selects it. And I'm going to use a little trick here. I'm just going to go up here to the formula bar, and while I was off screen I copied it, and so I'm just going to paste that up in the formula bar, and then it'll just put it right there inside that chart title. But you can select something and just type it in and it's going to show up at the top. It'll show up here in the formula bar. Now step 2, click the Chart Elements button. Over on the right hand side we have the chart elements. Got this little plus sign here, and I'm just going to click on it, and we're going to put in titles. There's not a check mark for the title, so I'm just going to put a check mark there, and it'll put a vertical and a horizontal. It'll put both of them in there, put placeholders for them. Click grid lines. Now it's kind of interesting to me that they tell you to take them off, because the chart that they show you on a subsequent slide, they actually have them in there. Click Trendline. This puts one in as a kind of a dash line, kind of a dotted line. We're going to go in here and put in some more options on it. A little bit later on it says to put the equation on the chart. You just click this to get the equation on it. If you wanted the R-square value, you could just click on this one and you could get the R-square value. But you have exponential, you have linear, logarithmic. We're just using the linear form, so we're just clicking on linear here. Let's see, we want our horizontal axis title to be TV ads. So I'm just going to click on the title, and now it's selected, and I can just type in TV ads and it'll show up here in the formula bar. And then when I hit the enter key, it's going to put it down here in the title. And then I'll do the same thing. I'm going to put cars sold for the vertical axis. Could just click up here and do it, I guess. Format trend, put the equation, the fill in the line. Let me go back to the trend. Whoops. Clicked on it and took it off. Now let me put them back on there. Alright, now the fill and the line, what we want to do is to take the dashed line, the dotted line, and change it. So I'm going to go up here to the fill bucket. I'm on the Format Trendline. Just go up here to the fill bucket, and we've got the line, and we want to make it from the type it is right now. I'm just going to click on the little drop down. We're just going to change it to a solid line. And that's pretty much all they did to it. But the chart that they show you, it doesn't really look like this. But Excel has this nifty thing built into it called styles. If you just click on the chart, if you look under the design, up here at the top you have chart tools. Under the design, you've got all these different styles. And you might find one that you really like. All you have to do is mouse over it and it shows you the differences in them. But I kind of like this one. It puts the grid lines back in there, but it keeps the equation. Some of them will take the equations off, but I'm just going to select that one. And then let me show you a little trick. I'm going to change the color and make it a solid black. I can go back to the Home tab and do it from here. Just make the fill color, make it black. But you could also just right click on it and you should have that fill bucket as an option up here at the top and just select it that way. But I think that looks pretty nice. Let's take these and move them down where they're clear, where you can read them. I don't like the 0.5 and 1.5 and so forth like that, so let's get rid of that. We're just going to click on the axis, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to select the Format Axis option, and then I want to change the minimum is 0, the maximum is 3.5, but what I want to do is change my major from 0.5. I'm going to take that out and put a 1 on it. And then when I come back over here, it's got 1, 2, 3, and 4. But it took out those 0.5 units in there. And I kind of like the way this one looks. We have the markers. I think the chart that's inside the PowerPoints, I think those are diamonds, but you can change those. You can change what the markers look like. And I don't think they had the R-square value on there. But some of the problems, some of the homework problems, you're going to want that R-square. And that's a pretty easy way to get it. If the only thing you have to do in a homework problem is to predict something based on a set of data, you can just select it here and then put in the option, show you the trend line, and put in the equation and the R-square value, and then you've got that information.